I know I am. I am really getting good boundaries because, I'm just not always going to be available. You know what I mean?
A lot of times we just think that we have to be available for everything, right? Like we think that we have to jump when people say jump. We have to prioritize everyone else's needs and not our own. And what happens is that we get burned out, exhausted, resentful, and relationships fall apart anyway. So, what was even the point of running roughshod over our own boundaries and putting ourselves out when it's not actually going to make our relationships better anyway? Let me tell you how your human design can show you the areas in which you need to be unavailable. Almost everyone in the world has at least one white center in human design. So when you're looking at your body graph, you want to be looking at this chart and you want to find out, okay, do I have any white centers? This person has three: the identity center, the ajna, or otherwise known as the third eye, and then the head center. But yours might look different. There are certain people, caveat, that do not have any white centers. Often these people have quadruple split and they are quite rare. So that's another video. But most people will have at least one white center. The white centers are where you need to be less available, if not unavailable, a lot of the time. The white centers are where we get what I like to call earned wisdom. This is earned through the blood, sweat, and tears of life because we are going through our life, going through our experiences, going through our relationships, and this is where we experience the most challenge. I'm going to give you an example to make this a little more real, but just suffice it to say that the white centers are the ones where you're going to experience the most challenges, the most pain, but also the most lessons and wisdom coming to you. This is, I mean, if you're a coach as well, or if you are a counselor or you help people in some capacity, my guess is that your area of expertise is in the white centers because that's where you've learned the tough stuff. Okay, so let's do an example. Let's do it on the fly. I didn't plan this. Let's pick the identity center is good, but I kind of want to do the solar plexus. So this is, I don't know if this is going to appear backwards when I do this video, but if you're looking at your chart, it's this one that's on the right hand side. So the solar plexus center is the emotional center. Emotional unavailability is protective and is important, especially if you have an open solar plexus center some of the time. You are automatically a very empathic person. You're a sensitive person. You're open. You want to help people. You probably have a really big heart. You know, people who have open solar plexus often feel other people's feelings. When we say open, it's like what it sounds like. It's you're emotionally open. And my advice to people who have this is that if they are experiencing a lot of pain in their relationships, a lot of challenges, a lot of burnout almost in relationships, that it may be time for you to be emotionally less available, if not emotionally unavailable for periods of time. This might be before bed. This might be in the evening. This might be on the regular, except for your trusted, most loyal friends who you know want the best for you. You need to learn how to be less open to feeling other people's feelings. You're gonna feel them no matter what, but less open. You're not just kind of walking around like, yes, pour your drama on me. No, instead of that, you're gonna be like, you know what? I would love to support you and to hear your worries and to hear what you're going through, but on my timeline, not yours. See what I mean? Let's do another one, the solar plexus. So if you have the solar plexus white, then you are a manifestor, reflector, or a projector in human design automatically. But you also are going to need to have really important boundaries, and you're going to need to be unavailable to be working creatively for certain periods of time. You're only available for short bursts. You're like, all right, I am excited to get onto this project, but I'm not going to be working 9 to 8 p.m. every single day, 365. I'm going to need to work in short bursts, do my creative thing, and get the heck out of there. This may not always be possible depending on what kind of job that you have, but what we're talking about with human design is understanding what your ideal natural state is, your ideal natural way of being and living and working. If you have an undefined or open sacral, then you are not meant to be on all the time. You are not meant to be working all the time. You are not meant to be pushing through. You are instead meant to have short, sharp bursts of creativity when it comes to you, when you're stimulated, when you feel it, not every single day, 365, 24/7. So look at your chart and start to understand where you need to be more unavailable. This is going to bring you more happiness, more peace, for God's sakes. This is going to bring you more downtime so that you can recharge your batteries, so that you can be more available and more present and more able to handle what life is going to send you, whether that be a beautiful sunny experience or whether that be a thunderstorm and a rain cloud. You're going to be much more ready if you have strong boundaries and are unavailable according to your white centers. Let me know what you think of this down in the comments. I would love to hear your stories about how you are ready to now be more unavailable. Let's do this in 2024. It's all about healthy boundaries and healthy relationships, starting with ourselves.